Okay. But yeah, maybe you'll try to, you know, bring that person to experiences where they can really see, like, literally different aspects of their problem, or, so that they can, or vice versa. That's what, like, your friends try to get you out to do. Like, if you're feeling strongly about something, get you to go out and do things so that you can, you know, maybe if you're stuck about how you are feeling about something, let you explore that in different ways, or just I don't want to say like get your mind off of it, but just let you you know see how your feelings can already be experienced, in new ways. Maybe you might be like worried that you're stuck in a certain feeling and it won't end up getting better or something like that, and they're just like, you know just like come hang out with us, and then you'll see how you're only feeling that way because you're where you are or whatever. So then which, by the way, I want to say that again, that technically every type has all of these types in them. Just this is how it's going to relate to like ISFPs, or someone that identifies with that type primarily, is that it's in this like personal way. So yeah, so then for like the types of things that ISFPs value, they're gonna value like INTJ like things, um, or value things in an INTJ way, because as an ISFP you might not get to like really see a lot of things play out completely, because you're like that type, or your type uh, is all about what's going on in the moment, and changing from moment to moment. So then like things that might let you like really experience a certain moment and really like dive deep into it, and maybe even like help you plan for other moments like that. Because I noticed one example, I guess, is like I know a few ISFPs where like they'll hear that a lot of fun things are going on with different people in different places, and they'll maybe not really mean anything by it, or realize it's as like harsh as it is, but to kind of just like say they're gonna go somewhere, and then like totally just pick, not let the rest of the people know, and kind of just go with whatever was the most fun. But like it might be that you know you're doing what you need to do for you, and like the other people need to have an understanding that you know you ultimately just want this emotional situation solved, and that you might later use what you did to get out of that to help them, or word something in the future for them from this other place that you chose to go to instead of going there. And I think you know that's something like ISFPs probably neglect to really convey um, across people, which could help with those types of things. So like, so yeah, you might end up like buying certain types of things or keeping things with you that have to do with like you know maintaining a plan long term. Just in my head right now, it kind of seems like you might really value planners. Like a notebook where you can really write down a really thorough plan of action or something like that, or find other people that can help you kind of foresee the consequences of going to do a certain thing. Um, and I also want to say that, again, there are different varieties of even different ways that you'll value things other than just this. This is just in terms of the different areas of your life and like your MBTI type. But there are other things, but that's what I'm making this video about. So, then you got these different places that you go to. Let me get out of the rain. But yeah, these different places that you go to would be reflective of, it would be like INFJ like, because the way you figure out the approach to like taking the short trips is, it's like the other type that has the third function, but like use it differently. So the different places that you decide to go to are probably going to be about being able to see as many people's perspectives and how they feel about these different things as possible. Like the thing that's popping in my head right now is kind of like, it seems like a silly example, but like, I don't know, going to like a book club or something like that and have everyone talk about like how they viewed the different things that happened in the book or something like that. Or, that happening in, one way or another. And then, of course, it can be applied to all types of different things, but just that's the main characteristic, is going deep into a certain viewpoint and how it, would affect that group of people in the long term. And then, so, the way you'd like want your house set up and the way you'd be made to feel comfortable and make other people feel comfortable is Rain's gonna be pretty loud in here, right? I'm in a shed right now. I guess we'll see how much my voice carries over it. But yeah. So the way you'd be made to feel at home would be when you feel like there is a structure or a plan that can be relied on into the future. Kind of a big just NI theme here, or a big introverted intuition theme going through the first these first few aspects, but yeah, like if you feel like a whole full like collective group of people can all have a certain objective and it's all kind of still going towards that, but like if I guess it seems like you don't know what to expect, then that can make you uneasy. Um, and or like if you feel like you can't be the one to direct what everyone's going to end up doing, it might make you feel uneasy. And then yeah, so how you would have fun with other people, and the ways that you might have a knack towards entertaining other people, or yeah, just how you're entertained yourself would be, let's see, your friends you got ESTP, so ENFP. So basically, the more like connections between like kind of random ideas, and the more like they can authentically be felt into, like the more fun you're gonna have with something. Or you might like be the person that can kind of pick at ENFPs in a way that like they won't take offense to it, and it'll just kind of be funny to them and everyone. Um, and you might like games that have a lot to do with like having to brainstorm something on the spot. Like maybe like I'm sure there's a better example, but like yeah, like I'm thinking like charades or something like that might be really fun for you. Um, yeah, that kind of idea. Um, yeah, in that same vein, maybe even some form of acting, because I mean anyone can be an actor, but I'm saying maybe it would be especially entertaining to you to show the different perspectives of how people can feel about things like that. Um, then you got setting up your routine, what you should do on a daily basis, and what you'll probably end up doing on a daily basis anyway, is just flip the first letter. So as an ISFP, that's ESFP. Rain cut out for a second. That's pretty cool. For the video anyway, not for the plants. But so how you should organize what you do in your day, or how you do it anyway, is ESFP like. You know, kind of the same idea of like a lot of people know what someone being an introvert and an extrovert is. And again, I think this is why, is because when people go about their day, they usually have to be the other, version of themselves. Or I guess like but of course, it's a lot more specific. It gets a lot more specific than that, but you know what I mean? Like, if you're usually seen as the person that's dealing with your own feelings, and then other people taking you out to go experience things to get out of those, you'd be the person that is, your work or whatever would be you pushing, uh, situations to happen, like maybe like getting people motivated to do their work, um, and doing it in a considerate way, but with the emphasis more on, you actively getting people engaged and pushing the events to happen and putting things in place. Um, in a really literal way, not like in this sense, in like a, strategic, just like a, we got to build this fence. Someone, grab a hammer, grab a piece of wood, like, you know, get it done, type of thing. Um, so like, um, then you got like how you deal with relationships and kind of your role that you play with other people, and that's going to be INTP because, and if we were talking about acting, that might be like the um, which okay, it sounds like it's like, I mean, like, you're not going to usually be an INTP, so you kind of have to like pretend to be one, but it's more like the way that you even go about like filling out the role of talking to other people is going to be INTP like. So that's how you're an INTP. You see what I'm saying? Like, you already are by not being it. By other people being it, then you're like, okay, that's not me. Other people are like that, so you're thinking about all kinds of different random ways about how you should portray yourself to them, and that's you being an INTP. So you got that. Then next, kind of how you deal with like issues when they come up, between like these other people and yourself, is going to be ISFJ like. So you want to make sure that you are correctly assessing what's going on with yourself and in your space, and how that's actually affecting other people. And if you're off on that, then it will cause you issues. And hold on. Alrighty, so yeah. So yeah, you want to make sure that you're super aware of how your actions are affecting the external environment, and how the people around you are feeling. And you may, if you have like the wrong people around you, or if you're already kind of misconstrued or confused about this, then you might get come into issues with this where you don't know what you're doing wrong, or you might end up like thinking other people are doing a lot of stuff to you, um, when really it's just you weren't checking in with like what actually made you feel comfortable, and you stayed there too long. And then maybe you might feel like you're in a job or somewhere like that where you have to stay there, but you don't. um, and like, let's say, like, even if you do for some reason, um, at least that's what it is it's you got to check back in with yourself and how other people feel about um, how you are conducting yourself, and also you have to accurately assess how other people, or learn about why other people might be conducting themselves in a certain way, um, to work on that area. Um, so then, next you got uh, basically like the type of people you should learn from in your higher uh, learning, and like kind of your moral system. And for ISFPs, it is going to be ISTJ, like, I believe. Yeah. So, your moral system might be about, in a detailed way, everything being where it needs to be. And again, like structured, like teaching people in a detailed manner. Um, like laying things up, maybe like setting a plan for, once again, for like other people to maybe take on, or, teaching other people about how to check in with themselves, due to like facts that like, of, what actually happens to your body. Like, say like you research online, like how much time people usually spend, going on walks, or like what they eat. You might want to be the person that really makes sure that people are, really taking care of themselves, eating the right stuff, exercising enough. Um, and trying to make sure before you give that advice that you're really clear on, what effect each of those things has. And yeah, so next we got, how you would acquire status in the world, like, better your position and be like more appreciated or respected. And this is the area where people can get tripped up with what will make you feel like more comfortable. Because like when you're getting advice from other people, people can say like, one thing to you, and this is usually where people get the exact opposite like interpretation of what needs to happen, because the people giving advice even get confused about this. So the kind of type or the kind of methods that you should look at for this, for an ISFP, is ESFJ. Whereas you might, when people are giving you advice, they might be telling you more like ENTJ-ish things that you should do. But that's what you have to do to make yourself feel better, or to like get your home established. But like out in the world, to actually increase like, your position, and climb the mountain, climb the ladder. What you should do is kind of the same idea as what you do to avoid the conflicts, but like the more outgoing version of that. Like really be expressive, and like get people into and more of an emotional atmosphere where they're happy, less than like just thinking about like a practical one. But like, becoming a part of groups where everyone is mutually like, has all emotionally decided that they all want to be a part of that thing. And, you know, like making sure that the people that are part of those groups have like the, you know, physical things and like the details that they need in order to continue having that, you know, group be successful. And the more you can do that, and the more you are, you know, within that group that is thriving, then the more, you know, status that you also see. But this can also just be you doing it individually and increasing your own status through you, you know, expressing yourself in the correct ways, in the right, um, you know, environments, in the right, you know, professional spheres, making sure you, yeah, say things in the right way. Um, you know, where people can kind of vibe with it instead of like, you know, an ISFP can have a tendency towards, again, you know, focusing on how they feel about stuff. So, of course, you want to find like a happy medium, something that you feel good with, that you can also express, and other people vibe with it. And the more you can do that, you know, the more recognition and status you'll receive. So, um, you know, next, the type of friends to, you know, spread like ideas or ways for you to kind of grow your networks and really like get out there more in terms of like, you know, it doesn't always have to be like views and likes and comments and shares, but like, you know, where what you're working on becomes of something, you know, a part of something larger. This would be um, ESTP, ESTP-ish. So, you know, the first thing that pops in my mind, it doesn't have to be like this, but, you know, like sports, or the more things that you're out doing that are like physical, that have to do with like how things are built, or taking things apart, or putting them together. Um, you know, and interacting with the world in like a logical way, you know,